Well, it's official. There will never be a Bob's Burgers and the Great North crossover according to the creators of both shows. I did a video in November of 2022 asking what people would think about a crossover with both shows. Well, at IGN.com, there is an article that was posted back on July 25th, 2021. The link is in the description box. And apparently both of the creators of Bob's Burgers and the Great North, they talk about how a Bob's Burgers and the Great North crossover, it could possibly kill the whole enterprise. This is what the article says. No matter how much you might ask, the creators of Bob's Burgers and the Great North aren't going to do a crossover between the two shows. And they're very clear on why. Speaking during a Great North panel at Comic-Con at Home 2021, the two shows' creators sought to put an end to fan requests for a team-up between the Belcher and Tobin clans. While it might seem a simple thing to do, the show's staff and animation styles, it's clear that it's more of a philosophical problem for those making them. Great North co-creator and Bob's Burgers writer Wendy Molyneux explained, "From my point of view, you live inside these realities. People say, oh, I just binge watched it over and over again from Bob's Burgers, Central Park, and all that. And you don't really want to break the reality by crossing the streams." Bob's Burgers creator Lauren Bouchard agreed. "Yeah, that's my thought too. You know, if you're a doctor and your patient wants more and more morphine at a certain point, even though morphine feels really good, you have to say no. And you have to explain it, and they'll still look at you like, give me the morphine." So I feel like that's what happens with crossovers. It's like this fever. They want the crossover, and I hate being this guy, but I will back Wendy up. And I will say this. We try so hard for so many days of our year, our working lives, trying to basically believe these characters are real and the worlds are real. You know, it's made up. We know we're writing, but it's pretty close to a little religious exercise when you actually imagine they're real. What did they do? What would they say? And so somehow Bouchard continued, when you cross a show with another show, I'm sure there are people who can do it. And I guess it works in the Marvel universe or whatever, but for me, it just screams, oh, it's just a TV show. And I think even though the fans want it and feel the pressure of, oh, imagine that guy was talking to that guy, it's still this thing that I personally will try to explain how you shouldn't have that. It's not good for you. It could potentially kill the whole enterprise. With that mindset in place, you can likely expect the same approach of Bouchard's other show, Central Park. And yes, of course, it's worth pointing out that Bob's Burgers has, in fact, had a crossover with Archer already, although that was very much Bob's Burgers within Archer rather than the other way around. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the reason why Bob's Burgers in the Great North, unfortunately, will not be getting a crossover. There are some people who have left some comments responding to the article of what both the creators have said. Ted the Ruler says, Bob's Burgers is awesome. Central Park is not bad. Great North is okay too. Crossover wouldn't really matter to me. It isn't Marvel or DC, and I wouldn't care to see them talking to each other. Miho Minoi, whatever. Okay. This person says, not everything needs to be a franchise crossover mega blockbuster pop culture phenomenon. Well, this person got a good point. I mean, everything doesn't have to be a crossover, but some shows can come together as a crossover as long as it's done right. So Ruyo says, don't care. Just give us the Bob's Burgers movie already. And like I said, this article was posted July 25th of 2021. So this person commented saying this a year before the Bob's Burgers movie premiered. Dank Sauce Please says, are they just pretending more than 10 people are actually asking for this so they can pretend the Great North is more popular than it actually is? And massively vast majority of people who watch both shows have not asked for a crossover. Laughing out loud. It wouldn't make sense at all. Stubby Clap says, maybe it has something to do with both of those shows straight up not being funny. Man, Bob's Burgers is funny. I don't know what you're talking about. But for some reason, there are some people that don't care for Bob's Burgers. I mean, I guess this is due to the fact that some people don't find it funny, or they just don't get the humor, or maybe it's certain characters they don't like. I don't know. I'm sorry. Bob's Burgers to me is funny. The Great North has its funny moments too, but Bob's Burgers is funny as well. I don't care what anybody says. Let's see. This person says the explanation they gave made absolutely no sense. Another person says kind of a dumb reason. Sounds more like the creators would not be able to pull an effort into making it work. The morphine comparison was so weak, like a teenager trying to sound cool, but obviously is lying. I love Bob's Burgers. Watched the entire series twice. The Great North, I went in hopeful, and by the third or fourth episode, I wasn't feeling it. It lacks the charm the Belchers have. I don't know. I don't think a crossover will work because no one is asking for it. Not because it would be too good. Charlie Rock 25 says, also the Great North will be canceled soon. And then Nick 930930 replied back saying, no, it was just renewed to season 3. Ha! How you like that, Charlie Rock 25? You talking about it'll be canceled soon? Boy, please. It just returned for a new season, bitch. No, I'm just playing. 9 Week says, sounds like a pretty lame reason. Well, some people think it's a lame and stupid reason for the creators to not put effort into doing a crossover with both shows. I mean, I get why most people think it wouldn't make sense because the characters in the Great North, they live all the way in Alaska. So it's like, how will the characters from Bob's Burgers interact with them? And I would say it would have to do with something that has to do with Mr. Fishoder, like a little Mr. Fishoder situation. You know how he is. Or maybe, you know, the Tobins could go on some type of vacation. They just head to the Bob's Burgers universe. It's possible. Unfortunately, they said, you know, it's not going to be crossover with both shows. So, unfortunately, it is what it is. And I guess we have to respect their decision not to have the crossover. Although it would have been nice. It would have been nice. But hey, at least we have fan fiction. Somebody can do crossover fan fiction for both of these shows and go from there. Thank God for fan fiction. Letting your imagination run wild. Yeah, but that's all I have to say. Tell me your thoughts on the creators not doing a Bob's Burgers and the Great North crossover. Are you disappointed about this? Do you think their reasonings for not doing the crossover is lame or ridiculous or stupid and doesn't make any sense? Tell me your thoughts. All right, that's it. Later.